Prime Minister Modi's visit to Lakshadweep has now become a full-blown showdown between Maldives and India, specifically with regard to at least 3 sitting ministers, 1 member of parliament, writing the most disparaging remarks against Prime Minister Modi specifically and India. This has, remember, now become a huge diplomatic standoff as well. Trouble continues, however, for Maldives President Mohamed Muizzu. The parliamentary minority leader in Maldives, Ali Azim, has called for steps to remove the president now, including a vote of no confidence in this aftermath of the derogatory remarks fiasco. Interestingly, though not surprisingly, China has entered into this online battlefield. Chinese government mouthpiece, the Global Times, is also provoking India and is claiming that it is India's long-standing hegemony mentality on South Asia that is the root cause of strained relationship with the island nation. This comes at a time when President Muizzu has remained conspicuous with a silence of direct assurance that could have been given as a statement with regard to India. However, he is presently on a state visit and to China, where he has hailed China as a valued ally and an integral collaborator. What about domestic politics here on? So we told you what's happening in Maldives, even with the opposition charging there. Here the opposition is slamming the Modi government and claiming that this has weakened ties with Maldives. Congress's Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary claimed that BJP's Modi emerging as a Vishwaguru narrative is fake. Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary said China is the one increasing dominance.
Our Ministry of External Affairs had made it very clear that the ball is in the court of President Muizzu of Maldives. It is the Maldives government which has to decide because it is their reaction. India did not say anything that was either aimed at Maldives or targeting Maldives, or it was only talking about a part of India, about Lakshadweep. And this reaction, quite unacceptable and quite totally unexpected. So the meeting in Delhi and the meeting in Maldives, in Malé, between the Indian High Commissioner and the Ambassador at Large of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Maldives are both for this purpose.
India has been our 911 call. Whenever we need it, we give a call and you all come to our rescue. So that kind of friend, when you see such disparaging remarks about friends like this, it is sad for everyone concerned. India has always helped us. They have been helping us even in the defense sector with capacity building, providing us with equipment, trying to make us more self-sufficient. It's a very short-sightedness on the part of the present government to really think, that we can really try to not keep the age-old relationship that we have always had with India.
This is a sad story because I think there has been erosion of some values. Those are, important people, celebrities. We should honor them, respect them. I must not joke with those, celebrities. And it's demeaning of individual personalities who does it. So I don't know the detail of it, but as I understand that they tried to make jokes of the, Honorable Prime Minister of India. This is not acceptable.
So he heard all the comments that are coming in, specifically with regard to diplomatic experts on where this showdown could lead to. Let's go across live now to Malé in Maldives, where India Today's Foreign Affairs editor Geeta Mohan is reporting from right now. Geeta, good morning. What I find very conspicuous by silence is President Muizzu. Why do you think that precisely, that silence continues to remain and he's instead on a visit to China where he's hailing China? Do you think that is something that sends across a message, as many experts earlier had also observed, that he has been tilting more toward China ever since elections?
Well, there is truth to the fact that Muizzu administration is quite pro-China.
Yes.
The India Out campaign that an entire setup ran was this government or this party, and the moment he came to power, the first thing he did was ask Indian troops to leave the Maldives. Even in his meeting with Prime Minister Modi on the sidelines of COP28 in Dubai, he made it very clear that the troops will have to leave, although they were here only to facilitate the helicopter service for emergency medical facilities and services from one island to the other, which India provides to the Maldives. Having said that, now we have another sector that is completely blowing up. That's the tourism sector. A lot of questions being asked on whether if there is going to be condemnation from the highest officers or not. But the fact is that if there were a statement and no action, would that have been more acceptable than action rather than a statement? I prefer that there should be a statement as well, but there has been action. The 3 deputy ministers who made such derogatory remarks have been suspended for now. So we do understand that the Maldives understands the importance of India and India's relationship with the Maldives. If you come over here, Pooja, you will see how deeply entrenched India is in the economy. It's not just the waters that need to be secure, and why India and the Maldives friendship and strategic partnership is very important. Over here, it's not just tourism. We see a lot of Indians who come as tourists, but that is only a side story. It is very important for the Maldivian economy. Deeply entrenched how? We are not a part of the labor class per se, but we are part of the white-collar jobs. All the medical facilities, doctors, nurses over here in the Maldives are from India. So these are very important services. If India pulls out of the Maldives, as deeply entrenched as we are, then it is not just the tourism sector that will crumble. It's the entire setup, how the Maldives is built, whether it's the hospitality sector
that,
or
you know, Geeta, that begs also my second question here. So tourism is, of course, the big issue, the industry specifically for Maldives, because Indians constitute the highest number of tourists influx to Maldives, at least in the past 2 to 3 years, specifically in the COVID pandemic. As one of the MPs, Eva Abdullah, had said that Indian tourists literally helped lift the economy in Maldives. But it's not just about that, isn't it? It's also about the easy visas that people of Maldives get to come to India, for example, for medical treatments. Then the COVID vaccines, the aid that has gone from India into Maldives on different occasions, whether it was an outbreak of a disease or in any other help. So it is as much about a relationship that has always primarily benefited Maldives.
Absolutely, and there is only a certain section over here that endorses the idea of India not being involved. The majority of people over here, and many I've been speaking to, who do not want to come on camera given the political sensitivity, Pooja, have been saying that India is an indispensable force over here. It's not just the tourism sector. And why should India not capitalize on that? Maldives is situated where it is situated, is an important country for India. Muizzu right now is engaging China, but he will be coming to India too. There is a proposal, we'll see how that pans out. For us who are following and tracking foreign policy and track it very, very closely, we've seen Yamin administration where things really dipped between India and the Maldives.
True, correct.
Then we've seen the administrations of Soli as also Nasheed, where things really went up. Muizzu over here does realize that India is an important partner. At the COP28, when I asked him the question on the sidelines, I said, you're going to meet Prime Minister Modi.
That's an important
You're
point.
asking for troops to leave.
Yes.
Where do the relations stand? He said, India is an important partner.
So there was an India Out campaign, definitely very visible, vocal during Muizzu. But what, Geeta, you're saying is also significant. People on the ground, tourism leaders in Maldives are very pro-India even now. So it's not that they hate Indians or they don't want Indians. It's mainly at the senior-most government level that clarification needs to have come, though suspension has come for now. Geeta Mohan in Malé will be reporting constantly about the showdown and getting us voices from the ground. Now, let me tell you about, because there are a lot of queries that are surfacing, what if you want to visit the Maldives even now, or the relationship between India and Maldives? We have it all covered for you. Let me take you through one by one some of the frequently asked questions. Is there an anti-India sentiment in Maldives that beyond these ministers, is it what the people of Maldives also feel about Indians? I can tell you that despite that pro-China tilt, but this Muizzu government, not earlier ones, but this specific government, Indians are still have reported of warm welcome in Maldives. Always, there is no large anti-India sentiment among people in the island nation for now. So should I cancel my Maldives trip? It's an aspirational luxury destination of an international stature. And if you've scheduled already, what happens? We have maintained it's completely your choice. There are, of course, diplomatic tensions right now. Many travelers have decided to, for different reasons, decided to cancel it. They say this is an insult to India. Indian Prime Minister cannot be accepted. They will not be going to Maldives. That remains clearly your individual personal choice. But is this the right time to visit Maldives if you decide to? There is no direct threat as of now. There are cancellations that are being reported by Indians and en masse at different levels with regard to even celebrities who have decided to cancel some of their shoots. But no problem for visiting yet as well to the island nations. It's still open and still welcoming. But will Maldives be safe to visit here on? Because that safety for you and your family as tourists will definitely remain. For now, it is being reported as complete safe as Maldives have always been. So should I consider, now this is of course the hot topic right now, Lakshadweep instead? This is very interesting. The whole issue came because of the geographical similarities between Maldives and Lakshadweep. Lakshadweep has lesser infrastructure, not the high quality hotels right now compared to Maldives, but that will also grow rapidly. But it is as stunning as Maldives. It's a similar white virgin beaches, white sand, clear water. So it's very similar. But that is one of the reasons that people have said, why not promote domestic tourism rather than head to international locations? Now let's go to Maldives about what is the situation. If Indians have been thronging, they have, of course, clearly scheduled with a lot of money investing in those trips. Those who are presently as tourists of India in Maldives, what are they saying? What do they want? What are their expectations from the showdown? Geeta Mohan spoke to some of them.
Right behind me are long queues for a ferry ride over here, right behind me. And the queue, if you see, consists majorly of people who are traveling from India. Indian tourists comprise of a huge number when it comes to the Maldives, and wherever I'm going, I see a lot of Indian tourists who are here in the Maldives. Of course, there is a contribution from various other countries as well. A lot of people from Europe, from the West, also travel to the Maldives for its beauty, for the water sports, so on and so forth. But for certain ministers, certain government individuals to say that India would be delusional and that they do not really contribute enough to the tourism sector in the Maldives will certainly be a false statement, because over here it is very clear that Indian tourists comprise of a major part of tourists in that sector in the Maldives, and while Maldivian government has taken strict and stern action against those ministers who made derogatory remarks against Prime Minister Modi and the Indian government, there certainly is a leaning towards China, but not enough for Muizzu government to really ignore India's concerns. In Male, this is Geeta Mohan reporting for India Today.
मालदीव्स को कोई भी प्रभाव नहीं पड़ेगा। ये हो सकता है कि लक्षद्वीप में ही एम्प्लॉयमेंट बढ़ जाए इंडिया में। ड्यू टू टूरिज्म, अगर मोदी ऐसा कर रहे हैं तो वहाँ पे टूरिज्म बढ़ सकता है और रेवेन्यूज अच्छे जनरेट हो जाएंगे।
चलिए ठीक है, बहुत सारे इंडियंस देख रहे हैं हम यहाँ पर। कुछ मंत्रियों ने ये कहा कि ये मोदी और भारत डिल्यूजनल है, अगर उन्हें लगता है कि मालदीव्स भारतीय टूरिस्ट के बगैर नहीं चल सकता। आपको क्या लगता है? अगर आप आसपास हर जगह देखें, जितने भारतीय टूरिस्ट है, कहीं ना कहीं मालदीव्स का जो टूरिज्म सेक्टर है वो इंडियंस की वजह से चल रहा है।
हाँ, पार्टिसिपेशन इंडियंस का है ज्यादा, नो डाउट। इसमें बिल्कुल सही बात है, पार्टिसिपेशन इंडियन सिटीजन्स का ज्यादा है, ये बात सही है। लेकिन टूरिज्म नहीं चलेगा, ये गलत बात है मालदीव्स का, है ना, क्योंकि पैन वर्ल्ड से लोग आते हैं यहाँ पर ना, तो ये चलेगा।
आप बताएं, पहली बार आए हैं आप?
यस।
और कैसा लग रहा है?
बहुत अच्छा है।
अच्छा लग रहा है, लेकिन ऐसा लगा कहीं पे भी कि सरकार बदल गई है मालदीव में, तो भारतीयों के अगेंस्ट कोई बायस नजर आ रहा है आपको?
नहीं, ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं नजर आ रहा है, सब ठीक है।
कुछ भी नहीं, आपको भी नहीं?
नो।
So remember, Indians constitute the largest group of tourist influx into the island nation of Maldives, and therefore, of course, has its own share of significance. Now the comparison has started that if we have within our country, within our region, Lakshadweep islands that are similar to Maldives, shouldn't that instead be promoted more and ensure that the tourists go and head there and promote local economy? So while this has now become another level of showdown, even at a diplomatic level, let's take you through about specifically to Maldives. That's been one of the topmost destinations for honeymooners, for Indian tourists as well, and remains so. Let's take a look.
द्वीप की सुंदरता को शब्दों में समेटना बहुत मुश्किल है। जो लोग दुनिया के अलग अलग देशों के द्वीपों को देखने जाना चाहते हैं, वहां के समंदर से अभिभूत है, उनसे मेरा आग्रह है कि वो पहले लक्षद्वीप आकर जरूर देखें।
3 days after the Prime Minister posted this video of his trip to Lakshadweep, there's been a tsunami of interest. Lakshadweep was Google's top searched keyword for 2 days after the Prime Minister posted pictures from his trip to the Union Territory. A host of celebrities, including actors and sportspersons, joined in, asking people to explore Indian islands. From Salman Khan to Varun Dhawan, Shraddha Kapoor to Ranveer Singh and Amitabh Bachchan, PV Sindhu to Virendra Sehwag and Sachin Tendulkar. The Prime Minister's post triggered a massive interest in unexplored beach destinations in India, especially Lakshadweep. So much so that Make My Trip declared that the portal had observed a 3,400% increase in on-platform searches for Lakshadweep. The surge in searches prompted Make My Trip to launch a Beaches of India campaign.
Lakshadweep has seen a remarkable 3,400% increase in searches ever since our Honorable PM visited the islands. So this kind of inspired us to build an entire campaign around it. So we are launching Beaches of India. We're also providing consumers with remarkable deals and discounts so they can actually live this experience and see these beaches for real.
If on one hand the interest in Lakshadweep is soaring, Maldives has taken a nosedive. Maldives is facing a wave of cancellations of trips by Indians after a series of comments from the island nation targeted Prime Minister Narendra Modi for his visit to Lakshadweep. Screenshots of cancelled flights and hotel reservations began circulating online, and the hashtag Boycott Maldives trended on social media platforms in India. Travel agency Ease My Trip has suspended all flight bookings to Maldives.
For us, Ease My Trip, which is a homegrown company, one of the largest travel portals, we are ready to sacrifice about 2.4 lakh bookings which happen on annual basis to Maldives in order to make a statement that for us, always and always nation will come first. And in respect to that, we have basically taken a consideration of not booking any flights to Maldives from India henceforward.
In the year 2023, Indians made for 11% tourists in Maldives. The backlash against the island nation and a resurgence of interest in Indian islands is sure to hurt Maldives more than it imagined. Bureau Report, India Today.